Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell, like this video for me. That helps me to keep making videos, and I would appreciate it majorly. So there's been stunning testimony in the trial of Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher, who is facing a number of different charges, war crimes. The primary one, the one that's most specific, is the killing of a 15-year-old ISIS boy. I believe he's Iraqi, who he's being accused of killing him. Investigators previously had alleged that while a teen ISIS fighter was receiving medical treatment from SEAL medics, Gallagher walked up and stabbed him in the neck inside with a knife, killing the terrorist. Then they say he posed for photographs with the fighter's body, holding his head in one hand and his blade in the other. What his version of events and some of his fellow Navy SEAL team members who are actually under his command, as I understand it, testified that, or claim that he did this. He is stating, because he's also a trained medic, that he was trying to save the 15-year-old boy's life. Okay, and today in the beginning of the trial, I'm fairly certain this is a prosecution's witness who, under cross-examination, has admitted that he's the one who basically killed the 15-year-old boy, and he basically says he was putting him out of his misery because he was going to be tortured by Iraqi forces, when if he survived. I mean, that's kind of the explanation he gave later. At least that's what the Washington Post says. So, but a medic testifying, I mean, this turns the entire trial. He faces other charges too. On its head, according to Jonathan Hunt, the Fox News reporter, after reporting on this. A medic testifying in the trial of Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher, who is accused of killing an injured ISIS prisoner of war in Iraq, shocked trial observers when he testified Thursday that he was responsible for the Islamic militant's death, not Gallagher. SEAL Team 7 medic Corey Scott, during a cross-examination in the courtroom at Naval Base San Diego, revealed he killed the fighter by asphyxiation after holding his thumb over a breathing tube that had been inserted into the militant's mouth. He also testified that Gallagher stabbed the fighter but did not kill him. Did Chief Gallagher kill this terrorist? Gallagher's attorney, Timothy Parlatore, then asked Scott. No, he replied. Gallagher, 40, previously pleaded not guilty to premeditated murder and aggravated assault charges stemming from the alleged killing and other alleged instances of firing sniper rounds at civilians in Iraq in 2017. So, I mean, it's just remarkable to hear a witness who's actually been put up there, I think, by the prosecution to testify against him to admit this, and I'm fairly certain that is a prosecution's witness because, like I said, he was facing cross-examination. The prosecutors, so it says, Scott says the militant had been stabilized and was breathing normally. Scott's the medic who's testifying. After he and Gallagher treated him for his wounds suffered in an airstrike. Scott says the patient would have survived the stabbing, but he decided to plug the used air tube because he believed he would eventually be tortured by Iraqi forces. A prosecutor says Scott never revealed that version of events in previous conversations and accused him of lying to help Gallagher. Two Navy SEALs say the former colleague is him, on trial in the killing of a wounded young prisoner in Iraq, unexpectedly stabbed the boy and later called him just an ISIS dirtbag. The testimony came Wednesday in the San Diego court-martial of Special Operations Chief Eddie Gallagher, who has pleaded not guilty to the killing of the prisoner in 2017 and to sniping at and wounding an elderly civilian and a girl. Craig Miller testified that he reported the stabbing to an officer but didn't pursue a more formal complaint until months after returning from the deployment. He also acknowledged that he never tried to photograph or document the killing. The defense claims the allegations were cooked up by Gallagher's disgruntled colleagues. More former Navy SEALs are expected to take the stand on Thursday. So, I mean, that's just remarkable, though, that the medic testified that. So, I mean, I didn't fully understand that because apparently he stabbed the youth, the Iraqi boy, 15-year-old in the neck and in the side. Obviously I'm not a trained medic or anything like that. I understand, stabbing in the neck to open an air passage if the person because can't breathe for whatever reason. I'm not sure about the stabbings in the side, but it's just remarkable. The dude, the Navy SEAL Edward Gallagher, he has served 8 tours of duty in between Iraq and Afghanistan. He's had a very distinguished career, serving his country to the extreme. So, I mean, I actually believed his version of trying to save the boy's life. I mean, it didn't make any sense why he would have done what he did right in plain view of everybody, unless he was literally with just seconds to spare, trying to save the kid who was probably on the verge of dying anyways, and he did die. You know, so, but this changes, at least for that charge, definitely changes a lot. It's just crazy. Absolutely. In today's stunning testimony, combat medic Corey Scott testified on behalf of the prosecution. On behalf of the prosecution, that Gallagher had indeed stabbed the prisoner with a hunting knife. During cross-examination, however, he revealed that he put his thumb over the breathing tube after Gallagher stabbed the wounded fighter, causing his death by asphyxiation. As Fox News' Jonathan Hunt reports, Scott was asked by the defense lawyer a very straightforward question if Gallagher killed the terrorist, to which Scott answered no. As Hunt claimed at the end of this report, this case is absolutely turned on its head this afternoon. The trial of Gallagher, the Gallagher ordeal, has been something of a cause celeb for some on the right. All right, well, I mean, the president has actually even, I think, tweeted about this. May have tried to pull some strings to get him out of prison while he's under trial, so he could be at home with his family during the trial, etc. But it is turned on its head. We'll see where it goes from now. I think, like it said, more Navy SEALs are going to testify tomorrow. I believe that's for the prosecution, though. And that is the story there, man. That is the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.